As you can see up on that board there, it says, that's right, no excuses. So we're not gonna make none today. Today we're gonna work on the deadlift. And everybody that know me know the deadlift is one of my favorite lifts, or my favorite lift. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate real quick how to set yourself up. First of all, first you pick your footing or your foot position, you know, either conventional or you can go sumo. Okay, and later on in the video I'll show you, you know, how you should choose conventional or sumo. For me, myself, I like to go conventional. So once you find your position, you want to walk and have your shins all the way up to the bar, you know, all the way up. Once you're there, I like to stand nice and tall, nice deep breath, and I squat like I'm doing, just like I had the bar on my back and I'm doing the squat. Hips back, that first movement, hips back, and then descend down, okay? And the way I like my hand grip, the strongest hand, which is my right hand, I go under. My weak hand, which is my left hand, I go over. This is unconventional grip, so you use your strong hand to do that. This is normal, so you use your weak hand for that, because it's the normal position. Okay, so you're here, chest up in the air and up. Okay, and as you're rising up, don't forget about your hips. As you're rising up, when you get to your knees, push your hips forward and lock out straight. A lot of people like to go back, which is not necessary. Sometimes when you rock back, you unlock your knees, and that sometimes they can be a no lift. Okay, so then it's like you did the lift and then you know, got out of it. So like I said, when you rise up, get to your knees, push your hips straight up, lock out, good lift, let it go. And anybody that know me know I love the deadlift. You know, it is my favorite lift. And it's my favorite lift because there's no other way of showing how strong the strength, your pure strength, than having a weight dead on the floor and you walk up to it and pick it up. There's no other way to show pure strength. That's why I love the deadlift. In this segment, I want to show you, you know, one of the best ways, or my best way to find your foot position when it comes to deadlift. I love doing conventional. So this is the way, you know, people are like, should I go wide or should I go shoulder width or close? Well, I'm going to show you the best way to figure it out. Find a block or a step or something like this. You don't have to be too high, just high enough for you to get up here and jump. As you can see, my feet adjusted in there. As soon as I jump again, watch the feet now. My feet adjust to where I feel the most comfortable, the most strongest. You know, when I land, when I'm, you know, falling off something or, you know, or anything where your body feel comfortable to where it land, you know, it's solid. It got itself, it hips and everything up under it, you know? So this is the best place to lift. Best foot position for me to lift. Now, the other position that people like to use is sumo. I'm not a real big fan of sumo. I guess I got kind of weak hamstrings and, you know, that connects into the groin, you know? And so that area is not the strongest for me. That's why I don't like sumo, because it, you know, it adds extra pressure to the hamstrings and to your groin. And it's not comfortable for me to be able to do that. It's not comfortable for me to do that. But not necessarily it doesn't work for you. But if you're a guy with, you know, strong hamstrings or, you know, abnormally strong hamstrings or lower body, and you know yourself, sumo is not, you know, my favorite because I got, you know, my hamstrings aren't the strongest and I'm aware of it. So you're aware of your body, you're aware of your strengths and weaknesses. If you know you got strong hamstrings, then sumo, you probably will want to, you know, try it out because sumo takes a little bit more hamstrings. When you set up for sumo, I like to come like I'm doing conventional. Come straight up to the bar. I like my shins to hit. But on the bar, also, you balance yourself between the bar, you know, right in the middle of the bar you want to be, okay? Once you achieve that, there's 2 ticks on the bar, one on each side. You know, you want your ankle to be on each one of these ticks on the bar. Okay, that's usually the best position for sumo. It's not too wide, not too close. So then stand straight up, take a nice breath, chest in the air, back straight. Same thing, like you're squatting. Same, like you got the bar on your back and you're squatting, hips back. That first movement, hips back, and then you're descending down. Again, my right arm is strongest, under, left hand is weak, over, there, bam, right into it. Also, as you come up, hit the knees, push the hips. One of the important things about deadlifting is once you reach the top, you want to stay straight up. You know, lock your knees, you know, squeeze your gluteus maximus as well, and stand straight up. A lot of people, when performing this exercise at the top, they rock back. When you rock back, that can cause you to bend your knees, and that'll get you out of the exercise, okay? So when you come up, you wanna straight up, lock out. You know, straight up and down. You do not want to come up and rock back because you never get to lock your knees. And if you don't lock out at the top, it's not a good lift in the powerlifting meet. So remember, when you reach the top, you just want to stand straight up. You don't want to, and it's unnecessary to rock back, because when you rock back, you undo your knees, and it's not a good lift. That's not what you want. I'm Johnnie Jackson, and that's my tip. Also, remember, when you're up top here, and if you just drop the bar, that's a no lift, okay? So everything's gotta be in control. Here, perform, they say good lift. Once you get here about to your knees, you can let it go, but you can't just let it go from the top. If you let it go from the top, automatically not a good lift. Also, if you perform the lift and you're up here and you lose your balance, that's also not a good lift. And you don't even have to drop it. If you perform it and you get up here and you step, you know, that's a no lift as well, you know. So you can't drop it, you can't take a step either way, okay? Also, you want a smooth ascend. So straight up, boom, lock out, okay? If you're performing it and you get here and it starts to get max weight and start to get heavy and you start shaking and baking, and if it starts to go back and then you still get it, that's a no lift. Or if you get it here, you can't get it, and you start to walk it up your thigh and you lock it out, still no lift. So the bar has to completely go upward constantly until you lock out. If it descends at any time, if it goes back down and you got to gather it back up, no lift. If you get stuck here, you start walking it up your legs, no lift. Hi, FPB Pro, Johnnie Jackson. In this segment, we're gonna talk about sticking points, okay? Now, when doing a deadlift, there's many sticking points that you can come across when you're doing it. One is right at the bottom, right out the chute. The proper setup, shins all the way up to the bar, just like you're squatting, down, strong arm over, weak hand under, set up, and as you rise, this can make you get stuck right here. So I'm gonna show you an exercise that can help you get out of the chute, get out of the bottom. You know, if you get stuck at the bottom, glute, hamstring, and hip raise is one of the best machines to help you with that sticking point. Follow me. This glute, hip, and hamstring raise machine is one of the greatest machines, inventions for me in the world. And why I say that, I'm telling you from experience. This is the only machine, this is the only thing different I did in my prep for the Raw Unity when I pulled 832 pounds. I went from pulling 814, 816 pounds to pulling 832 pounds, you know, in a 16-week prep getting ready for Raw Unity. And like I said, this machine was the only thing that I'd done different throughout my prep. And this is what in my mind, this is why I was able to do 832, no doubt for me, you know? So I want to share it with you guys and say you should put this into your repertoire because it works for me. Hell, it should work for you. First of all, you got to make sure the machine is set up right. You know, they got a lot of moving parts here, so you got to make sure, you know, is in the right position for your height, you know, and for you to perform the exercise. Once that's correct, enter into the exercise. Now, mind you, when I first done this exercise, I couldn't do a rep by myself. I had my coach, which was Josh Bryant at the time, had to stand in front of me and had to push my chest. You know, once I got, you know, to a sticking point on this machine, it took me about 2 weeks. And after about 2 weeks, I was able to do this pretty efficiently. That's how fast, you know, you build up strength doing this. It's pretty amazing. So make sure your upper body is clear from this pad, okay? You want your pelvis to be on the pad. That's the only thing touching the pad is your pelvis. And you want here. Then as you raise up, come all the way up, squeeze the glute and the hamstring. So again, up and squeeze. I recommend 3 sets, about 8 reps. That's all you need. And good luck with that. Like I said, the very first time I done it, I couldn't do 1. You know, I had to get my coach to help me. For you beginners now, I'm telling you, this is a very hard exercise. And if you haven't done it before and you don't have a coach to spot you like I did, then you also could get yourself a PVC pipe, or, you know what I mean? Anything long enough that you can, you know, dig into the ground and keep it stable and help you to ascend up, okay? So we'll get back up into the exercise, holding on to your spotter, down far as you can, up, and then walk up until you're straight up. Nice stretch, walk it up. So this is a way for a beginner who have never done this before to get into doing it until you become efficient enough to do it yourself. The worst thing you want to do is as you pull up, start to bend like you're trying to help your body perform the exercise. Hi, it's BB Pro, Johnnie Jackson here, and in this segment, I'm going to show you the importance of why you should keep your arms locked when performing the exercise. So important. You can actually tear your bicep off the bone if you don't keep your arms locked into place. Okay, let me show you. Once you're here, locked in, we grab the bar, settle in, get ready, we pull. And as you pull, the most important thing is keep your arms locked. The worst thing you want to do is as you pull up, start to bend like you're trying to help your body perform the exercise. Remember, deadlift is a full body exercise, but you want to add the small muscles into it, you know, totally unnecessary. So you don't want to bend. It's not a bicep curl, it's not a tricep push down, it's a deadlift, you know, for a full body. So you want to grab the bar, keep your arms locked, elbows locked into place, drive straight up. So you can see with the rep that I did bend my elbows, you can see the pressure on the bicep. You know what I mean? And when you're in the max weight, you're thinking 700-800 pounds on the bar, you know, and you're deadlifting and you decide to try to curl 700 or 800 pounds, think about it, you know, probably not too smart, you know what I mean? So make sure you keep those elbows locked, very important. You don't want to pop a bicep. and stop the progression. I'm Johnnie Jackson. Good luck.